doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
What you up to?
Can I ask you why you're engaged in it?
Stop there a minute.
Why?
I'm just trying to identify who you are because you've got your face covered and you've... what's your name, please, sir?
I don't have to give you my name.
Okay, well, at this moment in time, we believe that you might well be wanted. Okay.
So,
Well, we'll cross that bridge in a minute once we've confirmed it. So that's why we need to identify who you are. It's all right. We'll do it another way. Just bear with us a second.
Can you start with your first name, please, sir?
don't believe I have to provide your name.
Okay. Well, I believe that you wanted, right? Okay. Just by your description alone, right? So I believe that you're wanted off a briefing that I've received today, right? So we can do it one of two ways.
For what?
Well, wanted for an offence.
What offence?
Well, wanted for an offence of harassment, actually. So I need to check you out in order to see A, if it is you, or B, if it isn't you, right? And if it isn't you, I'll bid you good day and off you go.
Right from the start, the officer's actions are troubling. He stops the auditor based on a vague morning briefing. No clear suspect, no specific crime, just a broad assumption. Instead of explaining himself, he demands personal details without giving a valid reason. That's not solid policing. It's guesswork with a badge. When the auditor refuses to give his name, the officer says, "If it's not you, I'll let you go." That line exposes the flawed thinking. Your freedom hinges on proving you're not someone else. But in the UK, that's not the law. Officers need concrete grounds, not vague alerts, to justify a stop.
So if we start with your first name, or are we going to have to get a fingerprint scanner down here and find out who you are, or take you down to custody to try and identify you because you refuse to give me details?
I haven't committed an offence.
Okay, so if you haven't committed any offences, can I start with your first name, please, sir?
I don't need to give you my first name.
Okay, well, I believe you to be Christopher Green, and I'm detaining you currently.
I am not Christopher Green.
Right, okay,
that's fine,
that's fine, but you're currently being detained up until the point that I can establish who you are. You're refusing to give me some details, so I need to establish who you are.
Please ask you to identify yourself?
Yeah, I'm PC 17768 Neil Williams.
And you, please?
Sergeant 15563.
Thank you.
Right,
which
okay,
station?
Can we make it nice and easy for us and start giving just your first name, please?
Can I ask you which station you're from?
Yeah, I work at Withenshaw Police Station, work part of the X Department and part of the Transport Unit for Great Manchester Police.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yep.
So we're going to start with your name then, please. And if there's nothing wrong, then we'll send you on your way.
When the officer suddenly declares, "I believe you to be Christopher Green," everything changes. The auditor calmly denies it, but the officer presses on, not to confirm identity, but to assert control. This wasn't about finding a suspect. It was about pushing back against someone standing their ground. The auditor wasn't evasive or hostile. He simply refused to give his name without cause, which is his right, not a crime. Worse still, publicly naming someone as a suspect without confirmation risks defamation. Under UK GDPR and the Data Protection Act 2018, that's not just careless, it could be unlawful. If the auditor wasn't Christopher Green, now two people's reputations were needlessly dragged through the mud.
It's not Christopher Green.
Okay.
100 Alpha.
And what is your name, please? And have you got anything to identify yourself?
I don't believe I have to answer these questions.
Right. You don't believe that you have to right, okay, well, I believe you to be wanted, right? So make it easy for us. Give us your details, identify yourself, show me some identification.
I don't believe I have to identify myself.
Well, you do.
We could arrest you, take you to custody and put you on a live scan machine. There's a necessity, if you're not giving your name and address, for us to verify who you are if we believe you to be wanted from the information we've got. So you can
I don't have to do that. You've not provided me with any grounds for an arrest.
Right, take your hands out your pocket so I can see them. I need to identify you. I'm trying to make it easy for you here, sir. So what I want,
I'm not in any threat to you.
No, not at all.
No, I'm not.
You had your hands in your pockets, and I don't know who you are.
Even after detaining the auditor in public, the officer fails to provide any clear reason. No crime named, no real evidence, just a vague claim about a description. When pressed for legal grounds, he deflects, suddenly fixating on the auditor's hands in his pockets to manufacture suspicion. Then comes the clearest admission. I don't know who you are. That says it all. This wasn't about crime, it was about unfamiliarity, and using that alone to justify detention.
So, up until the point that you identify yourself, make it easy for us, and if it isn't you, and I can establish who you are, and I can clearly identify you, then I'll send you on your way, right? Okay. But by you being obstructive at the moment...
I'm not being obstructive.
Well, you are, because you're refusing to provide some details.
No, because I don't believe lawfully that I have to give you those details because I haven't committed any offence of harassment. I'm sorry.
Right, okay. Well, I believe you to be wanted, so I want you to, I need you to identify yourself in order for me to make those inquiries, and once I make those inquiries and find out that you are either wanted or you're free to go, I will then send you on your way. Okay? Oh, no, excuse me, I'm speaking.
You've asked me whether I'm Christopher Green, and I've said I'm not Christopher Green.
Right, and all I'll say to you is, right, identify yourself, because
stop giving me orders.
I'm the police here.
Speak to me respectfully.
I have done, I've tried.
Speak to me respectfully.
What I'll say to you is, you're not going anywhere up until the point that I can clearly identify you. Okay.
Right, but please continue to speak to me respectfully. Okay.
So what's your name, please?
To speak to you always respectfully.
Your name, please.
Throughout the exchange, the auditor stays calm, asserting his rights and clearly stating he hasn't broken any law. But instead of responding with facts, the officer snaps. No, I'm the police here. That outburst says it all. Shouting authority doesn't make an action lawful. It shows a lack of control. When an officer relies on emotion and pressure instead of procedure, it stops being about law and starts being about power.
I'm not giving you my name.
Right, have you got any ID on you?
I'm not. I don't have to do this.
The problem is, we suspect you of an offence.
Why do you believe that you don't have to do this?
Because I don't believe I've committed a criminal offence.
Right, okay. Well, then make it easy for me, sir, right?
I don't have to make anything easy for you.
Yeah, you do, unfortunately.
No, I don't.
Why are you being so obstructive? If you're not committed any offence, we can check your details. Then
I don't have to discuss anything with you.
Why are you trying to avoid it?
I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Because it's going to be a long process for you if we have to take you to custody and put you on one of them live scan machines to find out who you are.
Well,
so it'll be a lot straightforward if you just give us your details. We can check if you want to know. If you're not, absolutely fine, which is what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not Christopher Green, and I'm saying I'm not committed to offensive harassment.
Who are you then?
I've just told you I don't believe that I have to give you that information.
The auditor stays calm, clearly stating he's broken no law. But instead of citing facts, the officer snaps. No, I'm the police here. That outburst says it all. Yelling authority doesn't make an action lawful. It shows a loss of control. When an officer turns to emotion over procedure, it's no longer about the law, it's about power.
And if I do, then I can give it to a desk sergeant, or I can give it to a judge.
Please, so I can see exactly who you are.
No.
I'm going to let go of your arm now, yeah? Okay. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be putting your hands in your pockets, right?
I won't do that.
Okay, because I need to be satisfied that you've not got something that can harm me or anyone else.
I promise you, there's nothing in my pockets that could harm you.
It is, isn't it? Boss.
Do you want to go and have a look at that picture upstairs?
So guys, it looks like I'm going to be arrested here. Can I just turn this off?
Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of harassment.
According to the evidence, unlawfully arrested. I've now passed the case on to HNK, and they are currently considering all of the information before they either accept or reject the case, and I'll let you know what happens there, guys.
This was easily the worst in a string of questionable policing decisions. The officer gave no clear legal reason for the stop, yet demanded ID without lawful grounds. When the auditor declined, fully within his rights, the officer chose arrest over reason despite no crime. The auditor, known as Autistic Audit, was legally filming outside the BBC. Officers arrived based on a vague briefing and pushed an unconfirmed description. The lead officer insisted he believed the auditor was Christopher Green, even saying the name aloud, an alarming breach of privacy without proof. As the auditor calmly asked for legal grounds, Tensions flared. One officer shouted, "No, no, I'm the police here," exposing frustration, not authority. Another officer warned of a long, uncomfortable custody process, a clear intimidation tactic. This wasn't about safety, it was about control. The auditor was arrested without evidence, just poor assumptions. But HNK solicitors took the case, and he won. That win highlights why unchecked policing has real consequences. This case shows what happens when suspicion trumps law. Rights are ignored, privacy is breached, and taxpayers pay for mistakes. If you found this valuable, like, comment and subscribe. And check out Autistic Audit. His link's in the description. See you next time.